Are there certain words that are more powerful than others? If I could teach you 5 words that could change your life forever, would you want to know them? In this video, we'll be doing exactly that. Years ago, my wife had the privilege of attending what she called a Super Saturday training, which was specifically for people that were participating in a company that she was working for to get some additional training of how to market their products and services. During this training, she got to meet a gentleman named Big Al Schreider. He is a guru in the network marketing industry. And while he was standing in front training people, he said, "I'm going to tell you 5 words that could change your life." Now, when people hear that, sometimes it may sound a little cliche. Oh, I've got something that's going to change your life. This is going to be the most amazing thing you've ever possibly had. Yet at the same time, most people kind of perk up a little bit. She listened. She took some notes. She came home and taught it to me. And it literally did change our lives. Now, what could these 5 words be? Would it be okay if your life was actually changed? Would it be okay if I actually gave you these 5 words, you took them and you implemented them, and you saw massive growth in your life? Did you notice what I did? The 5 words, according to Big Al Schreider, were, would it be okay if? He talked about everybody having what's called a salesman alarm in their brain. And a lot of people get stuck if we use certain phrases like, would you be interested in? Think about that for a moment. Has anyone ever asked you the phrase, would you be interested? And suddenly you got this wall put up in your mind and you're like, nope, say no. It's because the phrase, would you be interested in, causes the salesman alarm to go off. However, the phrase, would it be okay if, does not. At the time, I was working in a Brazilian steakhouse, and if you're not familiar with the difference of how a Brazilian steakhouse and a regular steakhouse works, in a regular steakhouse, you of course sit down, your server comes, they take your order, they put your food in to the cooks cook it, they bring you your meal, you eat it, and of course you pay for it. In a Brazilian steakhouse, you sit down at a table, and every few minutes, meat servers will come by with a different kind of meat. And as long as you have your queue with the green side up, they will keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And every moment or two, they'll come by and they'll say, would you like to try some top sirloin? And you could say, don't mind if I do. They'll cut you off a piece. Then they'll come by a moment later and they'll say, would you like to try some filet mignon? You say, don't mind if I do. They cut you off a piece. They'll come by a moment later and say, would you like some grilled pineapple? And of course you say, don't mind if I do. They cut you off a piece. And you continue to eat until you couldn't possibly eat any more. And of course you pay a set price for all the meat that you can possibly eat at this restaurant. Well, at the time that I was working at this restaurant, we had a number of things that people could purchase in addition to the full steakhouse or full churrasco experience for an additional charge, such as grilled scallops, grilled shrimp, and we also sold 10-ounce lobster tails, which in my opinion were absolutely to die for. I'm a big lobster fan now that I've worked there because these lobster tails were just so fantastic. They were just melting in your mouth good. The only perceived problem was these lobster tails were an additional $30 on top of the $22 that each person paid to eat at that particular restaurant. Most servers at that time sold an average of 1 to 2 lobster tails per year because most of them had this mentality that why would anybody else want to order additional food, let alone pay an extra $30 after they already have more food than they could possibly eat. I decided to take this training that my wife had learned and then taught me into practice. And every single person that I greeted, I would, of course, tell them welcome to the restaurant, give them a little spiel, give their drink order, and then I would say, would it be okay while you're here if I gave you some tips of how to get the most out of your experience? To which most people said, well, sure, that sounds great. I would tell them a little bit about the scallops, a little bit about the shrimp, and then I would say something to the effect of, and we also have these 10-ounce lobster tails that are gently steamed and served with fresh lemon and clarified butter that are absolutely to die for. I mean, if you want to have the most amazing experience you've ever had here, I highly recommend that you try one. Would it be okay if you enjoyed one today? Now, what's interesting is, did every single table say yes? No, of course not. But it didn't take me a year to sell 1 or 2. In fact, in 2.5 months, I sold 50. 11 of which just happened to be to a sales office, which then turned around and recruited me to go and do sales for them that summer. Learning the skills that I did there allowed me to then apply this information into starting my company, which actually did change our lives. 5 words, my friend. Would it be okay if? And you can use this with prospects. For example, if you're a network marketer, you could say something to the effect of, would it be okay if you were healthier? Would it be okay if you earned some extra income? If you're a parent, would it be okay if you got all of your chores done really quickly so you had extra time to play tonight? Try this, my friend. Come up with a number of different phrases using would it be okay if, and watch as your life changes for the better. Thank you so very much for watching this video, my friend. Would it be okay if your life completely transformed for the better? Would it be okay if you clicked subscribe and gave us a thumbs up? Would it be okay if you joined us for one of our 3-day live events? I think the answer is yes. Come and join us at one of our live events. Click on our website below and click on live events. Come and join us. I promise you'll be so glad that you did.